So day 21 with Dorado, and we've had some pretty bad weather of rain, so a lot of my sessions are going to be in the wash rack. So right now I am working on brushing him, and like you saw there, I pushed him over to the side. He gave me a good reaction. So I still have the treats. I'm trying to use them intermittently, so I don't use them all the time. So in there, I'm just trying to give him a good rub with the brush to really get him to enjoy grooming. He's starting to really like that. Working my way down, brushing his leg with the bristles, then moving to his belly. He's much better. Even from the bath yesterday, that seemed to really help with him letting me touch his belly down there. That's really good. And then moving towards the back part of his bum. Really good, and I always try to come back and give him a rub. And then brushing the other side. He's getting really good about me being able to walk in and out, and again, I practice this a lot. There I go and I brush his leg. It's pretty good. Working my way back. And I give him a cookie for that. That was pretty good. He allowed me in the space and he didn't feel tense. And I'm working on his flank area. You can't really see. He's got some manure stains right in there. And so this is actually really good. And I'm working on brushing down the back leg, which that's a big deal. Very good boy. Come back and give him a rub. Now I'm working again on pressing him sideways with my hand. That was nice. Asking for a little more. So again, I'm trying to change it up between like grooming them and then asking him to do something. Just kind of trying to change it up. This is actually really good because we had a couple of our dogs coming in while he was in the cross ties. I'm working on picking up his back leg. He gets a little worried. He likes to kind of back himself in that corner, and I have to be pretty careful. But he gave me a good response right there, so he'll get a cookie for that. And working him to the other side. I'm going to pick up our front leg. That was really nice. Now I'm rubbing the inside of that leg. I'm going to ask him to step up because he's just a tad far back to the wall. Let's see if I can get that foot to come up while I hold it. That was pretty good. Gave him a cookie. And I work again. That was really nice. I'm going to ask for one more. Really good. Go back and give him a good rub. Then I do the other side again. That was really super good. I pushed a little further, tried to hold a little longer. See how I got a lick and chew, so I give him a good rub again. Back to picking up the front leg. And now see I'm rubbing on the inside of his foreleg. That's kind of big. And now I'm working on a little bit of trust right there of pulling his front leg out to do a stretch. Kind of like to do this because it helps him feel a little bit better, but then it's also trusting him. Him trusting me with his feet, so it's a step in the right direction. Also in preparation for the farrier, for when their foot needs to go on the foot stand. Yeah, that was really good boy. You see he's a little worried, but he knows that I'll let it go, and he takes a deep breath, had a good lick and chew, had a really good release there. Probably stretching out that shoulder helps some as well in his body. So now I'm working on touching his tail. So that's kind of like the last zone of their body that can cause anxiety. So you saw he got pretty nervous about me touching that area. I'm making sure I'm not all the way back there. I'm at a safe-ish, safe as I feel I can be. So I'm just kind of starting at the top, then going back just like how I started before with him and touching him in a place that he's uncomfortable with. And now I'm just going to walk back there, rubbing, moving to that tail. He just wants to clamp and get a little tight. But there, I was able to give him a reward as we stood while I touched it. Moving to the other side. I'm working on touching that tail. Was able to grab it and then like wiggle it a little bit, and then I gave him a reward. So now we have like an influx of dogs, and Rose, this is Rose, the owner of the farm. So I was able to give her a treat so she could come up and be positive for him. So that was actually a really good experience. And she's also checking out his cut as well. We're kind of discussing how it looks. I was really happy with how he reacted with that scenario. And now I'm going to go back to touching this tail. Now I've got the tail brush, so now he hears the sound of the brush and kind of feels a little bit of that sensation. So there, he's getting a little bit uncomfortable, and I pushing a little bit too much. That was totally my fault. He freaked out a little bit and cross eyes broke, but he didn't go anywhere. He stood still for me while we put the cross ties up. You see his little nose in the corner. He was very good at being ground tied. All things considered, that was my mistake, kind of pushing a little too much. And then we had that little moment, but he handled it really well. So all of my work is paying off, because sometimes that's going to happen. I'm going to go back, putting him in the cross ties. I gave him a cookie as well. Now I'm going to go back to the tail. Now I'm not going to make the mistake again of, if he gets a little bit too far over to that wall, I'll stop and back away and then give him a rub. And then I do the same thing on this side. It's just got to be that repetition, going back and forth, and going kind of like inch by inch. And sometimes you got to push, but try to push at the right time. And he's tolerating it, but he's a little frustrated with it, so I back off. Let him do a little lick and chew. And I like to go out and back and out and back. And again, so now I'm changing it up, going back to picking up his feet again. He's still silly about this front leg. He gives it to me. Holding it even longer now. Then I'm stretching it out. That was really nice and soft. Very good. Do the other side. Again, working on holding them a little bit longer, teaching them the patience here. Stretching it out. Good boy. Give him a good rub. He's really starting to relax. You can see his neck muscles are really nice and soft. And now I'm going back to kind of doing a little pushing on his body. I'm also trying to prepare him for when I have a massage therapist come. I'm hoping that she can do a little bit of work on his body. So I'm trying to get him comfortable with me pushing on him and doing certain things. I'm going to go back to picking up the hind leg. That was super good. Got a good lick and chew out of that too. Now you can see he's pretty comfortable with the cross ties kind of flopping up and down. And I'm getting even closer. They're even closer to the hind leg. Really good. I was really proud of how he handled himself today.